G'day guys, welcome to the channel. Today I'm going to be making a really simple, fairly simple, keto brick recipe. So these are perfect bricks that house about close to 800 calories and they're perfect for taking out hiking or maybe going camping for a couple of days, or maybe hunting or something like that. The great thing about these particular keto bricks or fat bombs is that they're stable at room temperature, so they won't melt like a lot of other ones that you have to keep in the fridge. Of course, these ones, they're made primarily with cacao butter, so they will melt in hot temperatures, like maybe 40 degrees Celsius, or like, what's that, like 90 degrees Fahrenheit, maybe 90 or 100 degrees Fahrenheit. So yeah, keep that in mind. Like if it's super hot, of course, it'll still melt, but for the most part, these are stable at room temperature. They also house like 800 calories, which is ridiculous. I'm going to pop the recipe in the description so you can calculate however many you want to make yourself. But I think I'm going to make 6 bricks today. I've got the perfect little silicone mold for it too. These are like, it's almost like a brownie tray or like a square muffin tray. And it's got 6 in there, it's perfect. You can pour the liquid straight in. Alright, let's get stuck into the recipe. So, you're going to need, to make 6, you're going to need 270 grams of cacao butter. Bit much. Perfect. And the first thing you want to do is you want to melt that in a double boiler. So I've already got my water going here. So I'm just going to turn up the temperature and stick that bowl in there until it melts. I'll show you a close up of that. Beautiful. So it's already melting away there in the double boiler. Let's get a little spoon here to mix it all around. I'm going to turn down the temperature a little bit because I don't want it to melt too fast. Okay, now that's all melted, take that across here. And pop down a tea towel so I'm not burning the bench here. That bowl is going to be hot, especially down the bottom. So that's just looking amazing. It's all liquid. We're going to be adding 30 grams of protein per brick, which is 180 grams of protein all up. Protein powder. So I'm using whey powder here. This is a vanilla flavored one. You can use different flavored ones if you want to have a different flavored keto brick. But I'm going to be adding a little bit of cocoa to this recipe. So it's going to be chocolate flavors anyway. So you can easily use unflavored. You can use a vegan protein as well. I've actually heard on other videos that fat bombs taste better the vegan protein powders, but hey, I'm an animal eater, so let's put in some whey protein. So need a total of 180 grams here. It's 130, 60, almost using all of it up. There we go. Okay. It's 180 grams of protein powder. That's going straight in. So all we've got so far is the cacao butter and the whey powder. I'm going to mix that all together. It's going to turn into a nice liquid. I wouldn't blend it because you don't want to get too much air in there. But you can do, I suppose. Grab it. So you can see that consistency is, it's almost like white chocolate now. I think I've gotten rid of most of the lumps. There might still be 1 or 2 in there, but you can take your time if you want to. But I'm not really hugely fussed about a couple lumps here and there. Whoa, looks great. Okay. Next thing we're going to add is just a couple things that I really love to add to these. They're healthy, they're delicious, and that is some MCT powder. I'm going to add about 5 grams per brick. Grab a new spoon here. 5 grams per brick, it's about 30 grams total. Great, so that's 30 grams. Dunking that straight in. Before I start mixing it, I'm going to add in 9 grams of cocoa powder. It's going to help to flavour it, give it a little bit of chocolate flavour, or the equivalent of 1.5 per brick. And now some hemp seeds. Hemp seeds are really high protein, delicious, smell good. Let's go to 60 grams of that. It also gives the little bit of texture. Too much, take it back. Okay. It's important to be precise with these measurements because, especially if you want to have an understanding of exactly how many calories are in each brick. If you don't really care so much about that, you can probably go a little bit more ad hoc. Okay, that's pretty much it for the mix. I'm going to add a few drops of stevia, maybe like 3 drops per brick. That'll do, and then I'm going to give that another really good mix. Alright, that looks absolutely delicious. Now comes the interesting part. This is how we make ours taste extra delicious. What we're going to do is we're going to take 2 things. We've got some macadamia nuts here. We've got some macadamia nuts here. And some peanut butter. This peanut butter here is a special one. It's called Skin On peanut butter. I like this one because it has lower carbs. Usually a peanut butter that's even ones that are pure are around 15 grams of carbs. This one here is 5.2 grams of carbs. Heaps more fibre as well, 16 grams fibre. So there's a lot of fibre in this. That's going to help with net carbs. And what we're going to do is we're going to place in our tray, we're going to place about maybe 10 grams of macadamia nuts. That probably equates to around 8 or so. And I'm going to pop that down the bottom of each tray. Again, you can get really specific with your measuring. I measured just before that about 8 to 10 nuts equals about 10 grams. So, and this is going to create a really nice texture when you're biting into these keto bars. Alrighty, a couple more on that one there. Alrighty, so what we want to do now is you want to take your liquid, you want to pour in about enough to cover the nuts. Then you want to take a teaspoon of peanut butter, put it in the middle, and then you want to pour the rest of the liquid over the top. So I'll kind of show you how it's done. I'll move the camera so you're over my shoulder here. Alrighty, so you can see our liquid here. Got our macadamia nuts in the tray here. And so we're just going to pour enough of this to just cover the macadamia nuts to start with. Just covering them. I think you can see that pretty well there. So what we're going to do now, let's dollop 1 nice healthy spoon of peanut butter right in the middle of each one. Now you can do this recipe without the peanut butter, and I've included, I'll include at the end a breakdown of the calories of each. But now what we do is we're going to use the remainder of this liquid, and we're just going to pour that straight over the top of all of them. Start with this one here. Alrighty, a little bit messy, but you get the point. What I'm going to do now is I'm going to take this and pop this into the fridge. You don't need to refrigerate it, but I'm going to speed up the process so I can show you guys the completed product at the end. So here it is, the finished product. This is at room temperature as well. You can see the peanut butter is kind of still a little bit liquidy. But yeah, these are for home. If you're going to make them to go camping with, just get rid of the peanut butter and you're good to go. Now the taste test.